Why am I starting this like a YouTube apology video? It's not that deep.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
Anyway, before any of you comment Overwatch shill or something along the lines of that, I advise you to look a little bit closer at the title. This video isn't going to be me directly complaining about Marvel Rivals being boring, or like ripping it a new hole for not adding anything new to the hero shooter genre, as I do think it has vastly improved the general public's opinion on the genre as a whole, breathing a new life into games like itself, especially Overwatch, because now it's a direct competitor. This is going to be me dissecting why Marvel Rivals might be boring to someone only 2 seasons in, because even though NetEase haven't really done anything wrong in terms of what they should have done from a development point of view, the gameplay cycle can get fatiguing very fast. This was, and still somewhat is, a problem in Overwatch, but in the case of Overwatch, they have other game modes in the arcade and custom game modes made by members of the community. And recently they added Stadium, which is absolutely huge. I talked about this slightly more in depth ages ago, but in the weaker seasons the community absolutely carried the game. Marvel Rivals, however, only really has Doom Match and Conquest, both of which revolve purely around tallying up kills. Doom Match is a free-for-all first to X amount of kills. I've forgotten the actual number because it's been that long since I've played it, and Conquest is just team deathmatch. That's it. This is the first downside of Rivals. There's not a whole lot to do outside of the main game mode, which means the game gets boring after a while because it's the same rinse and repeat, play for objective and try not to die gameplay every single match, with no room to do anything different really, unless you actively throw the match by trolling and start playing like a complete moron instead. Unfortunately, the only way to have fun is to kind of ruin the game for other people, which will only result in arguments and even potentially bans if they decide to report you. Yeah, people are that petty. This is an easy fix though. Just add more game modes. Sounds like I'm asking a lot, but I'm really not. For now, they could just bring back the event game modes like the Jeff Splatoon and the one where each team picks a hero and you can only play those 2 heroes. I can't actually remember what they're called, but yeah, you get the point. Hell, they could even make their own version of Mystery Heroes. I'll take absolutely anything to spice up this game a little bit more. I know that they've got the big head mode going on at the minute, but A, it's literally just big heads in Conquest, and B, it's a quote-unquote event. It's not really an event, but I mean they're classing it as one, which is weird. But anyway, it means it isn't going to see us through for the entire season because, well, it's an event. It's a limited time thing. But that's the thing that NetEase does really well. They do events just great. I don't really think there's been a single event to date that's been a massive flop because they've all been really unique and enjoyable. Except from maybe this one, because all they've done is scaled up the size of the heads by like 3 times of what they usually are. Whilst yes, there are a fair amount of events over the span of a season, it only really keeps us occupied for a moment. It's almost like we're babies and the devs are handing us a rattle to keep us distracted whilst they tinker with the core game mode. That's not me saying that they're treating us like a bunch of kids, that's me saying that they're buying time by distracting us, which they don't have to do. I want less of the distractions and more of the permanent additions. I'll happily take us having one less event if it means we get a permanent new game mode. This video in no way is meant to be me saying Marvel Rivals is going to die because there isn't enough to do. Oh my god, no, it can't! But, you know, if they don't do something about it, they could risk losing players because that fatigue is definitely going to set in. It did in Overwatch, and I mean, it will with Marvel Rivals, it's just a matter of time. It's different amongst players, as some players get bored faster than others, but it's still very much a thing that the team at NetEase need to think about and try to tackle before it actually happens. The game is far from in a rough state at the minute, but compared to the previous seasons, the quality has slipped by quite a noticeable amount. But that just about does it for this video. Before any of you comment, quit complaining, it's all you do. I think this is actually a fair complaint to make because it's not exactly as if I'm saying the game is boring, it's me saying that if NetEase don't wisen up, people are gonna get bored and move on to something else, ultimately making the game one of those flavor of the week games like Among Us. that might have been a poor example, but you kind of get where I'm coming from. It's not inherently a bad game, it's just that people get bored of it because it's the same rinse and repeat formula with little to no changes. The only thing that really changes are the players, as some may be better than others, and you'll get to go against different heroes, etc, all that kind of stuff. But at its core, in terms of the actual gameplay, the game is the exact same as it was when it came out. Nobody wants to be subjected to 300 hours of the same thing over and over again. They want change. I think if I were made to play 300 hours of any game, I'd slowly go insane from boredom. It's almost torture. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm gonna ask you to subscribe and leave a like on this video as it lets me know that you've enjoyed it and you want to see more. Feel free to voice your opinions in the comments as usual because I love reading and interacting with what you guys think about these things. It's how we grow this community, through discussion. Finally, have a nice day or night if you're watching this at night, and make sure you check out some of my other videos. Not only will I appreciate it, but you might too.